So, just gonna check the sound first.
Yep.
Hello, hello, hello. And the sound is good. So, I think we're ready.
Never,
No issues.
We have never had an issue, apart from the sessions not starting.
Well, let's start it off here with the intro, of course. Welcome back to Contest of Speed. This is EU2, the tier EU2, Season 9, and we are in Portugal for Round 5 around the Portimao or Algarve circuit, of course. Very, very nice to be back. Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Of course, I am joined by Mr. Creator Magician or Blaze, whatever you want to call it. And as always,
experience.
And of course, as always, you're joined by me, Marina Rat, and I think we're ready. And we're already seeing Danny Boy coming out.
Yep.
First drive out, the two Aston Martins, of course.
It's pretty surprising.
Of Danny Boy and Dan. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, a bit confusing as well. I'm surprised that people aren't coming out straight away, because normally you always see like 5 or 6 people in the first minute.
Yeah, it's a difficult one because, of course, it's very easy to invalidate.
And it's a
get a track limits warning here.
But I don't know if that's a reason.
Well, it can be.
Yeah.
Anything is going to happen for a reason.
Well, I know that Danny Boy is obviously the first one doing a lap, but I think we're going to be looking at Jack Walker because he's probably the favourite. So
I think
it'll be a fun lap to watch.
Should we start off with Danny Boy because he is the first one out, just to get the track guide, of course. So starts the lap. You want to get a wide entry into the long swinging right-hander. Difficult actually to get it completely right, but of course up the straight, DRS activated. We're going to hit about 320 miles per hour here. Want to keep it tight to the entry, doesn't really do it. Turn 2, easy one, but turn 3 very easy to lock the right tyre. Goes a bit wide. Turn 4 is always very, very tricky, but keeps the car. DRS activated, now downhill braking zone for turn number 5. And he does butcher it a little bit, but he keeps the car steady. Now turn 7 and turn 8 are a long swinging right-hander. Turn 8, turn 9, I think that is difficult to get it right. Does seem to do it right this time though. Turn 10 and turn 11, difficult for the ABS, non-ABS runners of course, to lock the front right tyre. Very easy. Swinging left-hander, and then a difficult hairpin, in my opinion. We're going to see drivers maybe spinning there. It's an easy one to spin at. Gets the wide entry that we are talking about. You want to keep tight to the to the line, but he decides not to, and that's going to be the first lap. It's going to be a 1:18.1. I doubt that's going to be his final lap, but of course it's the first lap, so just a quick track guide here. He's kept going though.
It is definitely a tricky circuit where you can probably make a big mistake at every corner, you'd say. As Dan goes first with a 17.4, which
almost.
It's a good banker, but I think we'll be expecting mid 15s, mid 16s.
Yeah, maybe a high 15. 15's are difficult.
Quick lap. He goes
17.5.
Already really close with 2.4s and a 0.5.
Rackman has invalidated, and that is Blade coming across. He's going to do it on the medium, but he's also invalidated. Of course, very, very easy to invalidate. I think that is Kelster Swag, though, coming around the last. He's not invalidated. He's on the medium tyre. What can he produce? It's going to be a 17.7, so not the fastest.
I think he might be going for another lap. But
I think so, too.
ERS seems to be a big issue. When most people
Danny is 7 tenths up. Danny is 7 tenths up. This could definitely be provisional pole position for Danny Boy, and it is
Wow,
17-2.
almost 9/10 up. But yeah, when everyone's doing their lap, it looks like they're losing like, well, not losing, but they're using like 70% on one lap.
Yeah, it's crazy with the ERS here.
Like,
Got to
on
be
board with
very, very
Jamie
careful.
James, he's crossing the line. He's on 30, and he goes provisional pole with a 16.5. Well, exactly what we were looking at. Jack Borchio's even quicker.
16-2.
16.2.
As a banker, by the way, that was pole position in EU3 last night. I think we're going to see high 15s tonight, though. Next up coming through is Blade. And it's 7th, fastest off the medium runners, 17.5. Maybe it's a sign of things to come. But first of all, we're going to get 30 TM through.
I think he'll be maybe splitting the Astons, depending on this final sector, maybe getting a third. Uses all his ERS a bit early, so yeah, he does go third.
Actually goes quicker.
Then we off for it again on those softs, starting his, was that third push lap?
I'm so sorry, but I'm going to have to go to the bathroom real quick.
Yep, that's fine. And now we're alone. We are... Who should we look at? Let's go on out that with Donamo. Definitely no bias because the Alfa Romeo is a top team, as we all know. As he comes to start his lap. I don't think anyone's on... Yeah, nobody's on a lap at the moment, so... He'll be the first one to start a lap. We'll just... turn off the HUD and all that. Get a nice empty lap. And as Donamo finishes lap, let's see what position he can get up to. We saw a pretty clean lap where he goes third, only a slight mistake, which if he gets that done in his next runs, that might be a more solidified P3. As Danny Boy slightly improving, might be able to beat Footy. And he does it, and Donamo improving. Let's see what is coming up. Cornish Cuckers on the lap. So is Matty Rolo. He's about to finish his lap and goes P14. AJ. Let's see what he's up to. P12. Very similar to his teammate.
Alright, I'm back.
you're back. I enjoyed the fun.
That was decent.
That's Cornish cut. Where does he go? Third.
Very quick.
And
Very
Rec
decent time.
reaches 7th. Where
I've
does
seen some quick times being
Titchy
posted.
goes
16s.
Let's see what Spudhead can do.
Spudhead's there in the Mercedes.
Looks like it's a competitive time. Definitely
And it
competitive.
is.
17 flat. Kelster, what can he do? He's improving. Goes 4th also.
16.9.
Oh, Dan's improving by half a second. In 10th. This might be looking at
P4 maybe.
But depending on this final sector, is it going to be a P3? Keeps it tight. Yes, P4. And let's go on board with Vapor King. He's also improving by 4 tenths. This is, it can put him anywhere from 4th to 9th. So I'm just going to say P6. What do you think?
I'm going to say very decent. It's decent.
P5.
16.9. Very, very, very close at the top there, as always in EU2.
I'm trying to look at who I've not been on board with much this session, and I do not know. I think Blade's just got that really unfortunate thing. He was starting his lap, and I think he exceeded the track limits and got the whole this and next lap are invalid. So after that warm-up lap, he's going to have to do another one. Let's see how well Titchy's doing. He's 3 tenths up. Again, it's another situation. This, even though this tier is completely different in the mismatch of like previous like EU3, 4 and 2s, they're all still pretty close, which is amazing to see. As Titchy goes 7th, very close again.
It's very, very close, of course. Now, the top 7 all in the 16s, so it is very, very close. I think Jack Hawkey, at the moment, is looking to get pole.
All it takes is 1 lap, though, from one of these other guys.
Exactly. And Jammy James, we know Jammy James can definitely produce huge laps when it's needed.
Nobody's setting a clean lap at the moment, so let's go on board with Matty.
Yeah, always good being with Matty.
And he makes a mistake instantly. Okay, we'll go for Matty now. Definitely no cursing here.
No cursing. This is
That was
family
just,
friendly.
Well, no, it was Matty. I was like, let's go on board with Matty, and then he made a mistake instantly.
Of course, the commentator's curse comes into play, especially for Matty there.
Of course. I'm gonna just look at Tass and wait for someone to get a green sector. On board with Blade at the moment. Of course, wants to join up with his teammate up at the front. because at the moment it's 2 Red Bulls in the top 3. He wants to make that 2 houses in the top 3.
Of course. Blade, we know he can do that. It's just a question of if he does invalidate. Oh, 4 tenths up. That does have time to do another one, though.
To be fair, 4 tenths up does put him like either 10th or something, or it could
either
put him
10th,
4th.
or it could even put him 4th, exactly.
AJ's doing a lap and he's going quick. Apparently purple's second sector. I don't... Is it purple sector 2?
We could see it here, maybe. We're going to see.
A 10th off purple sector 2, but then that is Jack Hawkey. So this is a very good lap. I don't want to predict where it's going to go, but I think it's going to be 4th. 5.
4th. Let's see it. Oh, no.
Ooh. To be fair, he is less than 2 tenths off top 5.
That's true, though. That is true. But then you see...
Stumpy's on a lap.
There we go. Jack Hawkey started his lap. Jamie James right behind him. Now we're going to see if he can produce. Oh, his sector 1 looks very decent. It's only about 15 thousandths off his other time.
6th.
But Jack Hawkey here. Oh, it looks super quick. Be careful. His sector 2 is also looking very good here. Now we're going to see where it's going to put him.
4th.
Oh, and he's still down on his time. Can he improve in the last sector here? That's going to be the question. If not, Jamie James maybe can.
Goes P5.
Oh, and I think Jamie James has slowed down.
What can Jack
But
Hawkey
here
do?
comes Jack Hawkey. Here he comes. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 16-1. He does beat his time by about 1.5 tenths there. That was amazing. Right,
we
in the
might be
last
looking
sector.
at a Red Bull 1-2.
Cornish cock. Here it comes, and it is. Ooh, and Kelster Swag has been
spun around.
He's been disqualified
for spinning. And I think it's the 2 Astons. Are they the ones on the lap? Is there anyone else on the lap?
Yeah, there's a lot of people on the lap here.
There's a lot of people on the lap. Yeah.
It's Stumpy. He's going to pit. But we're going to see Don Ammo, though. And he's invalidated.
Danny Boy's going quick. 3 tenths up. That can put him probably P4. Like...
Matty Robbo's coming. Matty Robbo. Oh, and he's invalidated. That's so unlucky. But Vapor King in the pits.
Danny Boy goes 4th.
Goes 4th with a 16.7.
This 10th can mean a lot of things. It can mean 3, 4, 5 positions.
Now we're going to see. Where is it going to put him? Maybe even a very good... Oh, and he wants to go P11.
Improves.
I think he wanted to go P11. I think he wanted to go P11 there. Interesting choice.
And Tichy goes 4th.
Tichy goes 4th in the Ferrari. But that does not split the Red Bull 1-2 we're having at the moment.
Final person, Blade.
Blade is up 3 tenths. It's not going to be enough right now. And maybe in the last sector here he can improve. We're going to see.
Can he get pole? Can he? Don't know. Maybe.
Nah, it's gonna be P13 though. However, look at how close it is.
Gap to leader. It takes you down to Donamo in 16th to get a second. Wow. So you have from 4th to 15th is half a second.
It's so super duper close.
And with DRS being as crucial as it is, I think it can be a long race.
Yeah. I think we're going to see a long train here. Of course, a lot of these guys very equal on the pace, so I think we're going to see a lot of battling and maybe even a bit of overtaking if we're lucky.
I think we might also see a safety car because this track is very dangerous, as I know.
Yeah.
We
have Cornish Mantis in the chat saying Cornish Cuck to get a podium and Footy TM to get top 5. So that's a good prediction. I think that could definitely happen.
So that could definitely happen. Cornish Cuck, James, Titchy, Danny, Footy, Adkins, Dan, Vapor King, Stumpy, Scouser, Rack, Blade, Spud, AJ, Dynamo, Wizard, and then I'm pretty sure that is Matty Robo. And who's last? Do you remember?
Who's last? I think it's Kelster Swag, innit? Got disqualified.
Oh yeah, he got disqualified for spinning, probably.
The slowest time came from Matty Robbo.
Yeah.
So, actually, Kelster Swag would have been up there, 16.9. So he would have been, he would have been P12.
See,
actually,
let's go for predictions. My prediction is Jamie James and Jack Hawkey will hit each other again because I just think they will.
Why not? You know,
because the rivalry is to a Cornish Cuck win, followed by Titchy in second, probably on penalties, and third, I am going to give it to there's a lot of people it could be. I think one of the Dans because that's risky.
Yeah. I'm going to say
showed pace.
I'm going to say it's going to be I think I will agree with you. Jamie James and Hawkey is going to hit each other, but I think it's only Jamie James who's going to come out injured from that. So I'm going to say Jack Hawkey P1, Cornish Cuck P2, and then I'm going to say Footy P3 on penalties. Yes, lad. That's my prediction. And I like the Cornish Mantis prediction as well. It's a very, very good prediction. That could definitely happen. So
when they both qualify, Cornish Cuck to get a podium, he qualified P2, very likely, and Footy to get top 5. That what midfield? Do you want to call it midfield, or do you want to just call it the entire grid being close?
Yeah, the entire grid, innit?
I think it's near impossible to predict on qualifying, so you'd have to think about the race, and there is a lot of good races.
Yeah, but I think we're going to go through the standings, yeah?
Ooh.
So we have Jack Hawkey in P1 with Matty Robbo, only one point behind, so 51 points for Matty and 52 for Jack Hawkey. Big Balls, of course, in third, followed by Profodas. Then Titchy, Racer, Jamie James and Two Spell. Then we have 4 drivers sharing a 9th place on 12 points each. Footy in 13th, Charlie in 14th, Stumpy in 15th and Blade in 16th, who has 1 point, and then the rest of the guys do not have points as of right now. But let's go through.
What about the constructors? That's another thing to do.
So looking at the constructors, so Red Bull in P1 with 95 points, McLaren right behind with 75, AlphaTauri in P3, Aston Martin in P4, Alfa Romeo in P5, Ferrari in P6, Haas in P9, Alpine in Haas in P7, Alpine in P8, Williams in P9, and to round it off, Mercedes.
It's just surprising when you say Haas in 7th.
Yeah.
Because Jamie James is like always at the front.
Yeah, but he's been unlucky in a few races, yeah. So
Yeah.
San Marino and of course Monza didn't go very well. Didn't go to his plan, of course. But maybe he can change that today if he doesn't contact with Jack Hawkey. Now let's go through the
Tyres.
the
It's
tyre
weird
strategy.
because 2 softs, I would have expected more softs because I'm pretty sure the soft to medium
Oh,
is the
Spud
best
and AJ
strategy.
disqualified.
Yep.
Now
That's
it's gonna be a soft medium, and for the other guys it's gonna be a medium soft. So softs can already go. You can already go on a medium from lap 12 and about lap 15. So that is the pitting pit laps. Pit
to
window,
be honest,
and then
I feel like we had this talk last week. Soft medium is probably the better strategy because the alternate strategy, you're likely to be behind and you have to make the moves, and you can't really overtake around this track because.
exactly.
So I feel like we've had this talk a week ago. If you were here last week, then you already know what we were talking about, and you should be watching us every week because we are the best. What?
All right, let's go to the grid now.
Especially
And
EU2, we are the best.
Let's go to the grid now, and we'll see everyone lining up nicely. We don't really have the interval, but that's going to come very soon. So position change, we're going to look at that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go to Jamie James. It's very difficult to see it from this angle, but here we go. Already now, 1 red light, 2 red light, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. And away we go! Jack Hawkey seems to get a good start here already. ERS, but Cornish Cuck almost with a better start. Now Jamie James on the inside, what's it going to be? No contact made, but it's going to be he's going to go wide. So, and there's a few guys already out. Footy spinning out. Jack Hawkey and Cornish Cuck remains P1 and P2. Jamie James in P3. Danny Boy in P4. He took 1 position. Stumpy all the way up into P5 from P10. He's gained 5 positions. Titchy's lost 5 positions. Badkins gained 1. Dan gained 1. Rakvan gained 4 positions. Now still moves being made here. Down the order of 13th, we have Kelster Swag, who's gained 6 positions after his disqualification in qualifying. Scouser losing 2 positions, going wide in turn 7. A lot of people have damage.
Scouser and Wizard all have damage.
So we're going to see some early pit stops here, already maybe onto hards. Now we're going to see that happen. Now gaps already forming. Titchy 1 second behind. He does have a broken front wing, so we're going to see him going into the pits together with Fake Scouser, 2Spell and Footy. Footy losing out in that battle, spinning around, but he's got caught up already. Cornish Cuck already 1.2 seconds behind Jack Hawkey, not playing the team game here. He's going to leave him to fight with Jamie James all he wants, but of course getting out of that DRS is super important. Wow, what a start.
So much happened, yet the top 3 nothing happened. Yeah, just Jack Hawkey, I think it's very important to break that DRS because it's probably the most important thing in this race, and it'll be an important thing to manage. So for Danny Boy and Stumpy, they will need to keep that pace up a bit, otherwise something big could happen, like having a group of hungry EU2 racers of equal pace to you behind you, managing their race when you have to push, which is not very nice.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I predicted Footy in P3, but of course that's the commentator's curse. That's what happens.
I predicted Titchy.
Yeah, as well, losing 6 positions off the start.
And he still has damage.
He still has damage. He's not changed his wing yet. Doesn't actually look like he's losing time, however. DRS enabled. Now, Jamie James is very, very close to Cornish Cuck. And we're going to see him probably trying to make a move here already on the first activated DRS straight. No, he's going to stick him behind. He's going to wait his turn. He's going to wait for the pit straight, of course. good idea, in my opinion, but does leave a bit to be desired as Jack Hawkey is getting away pretty quickly, isn't he?
Yeah, I think without a safety car, I think Jack Hawkey may win this race by. Is it safe to say 20 seconds or something?
No. That's way too much. I'm gonna. Oh,
Yeah,
yellow flag, and that is AJ Kelster Swag.
Yeah, but we're at the end of lap 3 and he's already like 2 seconds ahead, so.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe Jamie James has something to prove here when he gets past Cornish Cock. If he gets past Cornish Cock, of course.
Well, yeah, that's a big if, but it's an if whether he wants to overtake him or not, isn't it?
Well, I think he wants to, but the thing is, with how powerful the DRS is,
he makes it.
He does make it before the braking zone, but Cornish Cock is very, very, very lightning on his tail, already gaining that place back. But Jamie James has the inside. He does get a little skirmish though.
Who gets DRS?
Oh, and it is going to be Cornish Cock getting the position back.
James has DRS. He sends it down the inside. Can he keep the move?
Stick around the outside though, doesn't leave him any room.
They both continue side by side. Does anyone back out? Yes.
Cornish Cock had to back out there. Jack Hawkey now 2.8 seconds in front. That battling really cost him time.
He has poor exit. Cornish Cock going side by side. As for 2 makes a move on the Wizard. Down in 15th. That damage going higher. He's now got 30 damage.
Ooh, it's not looking too great.
Yeah, and he's falling down now.
Yeah.
Let's see what Cornish Cock can do this lap round with Danny Boy right behind him.
Yeah, of course, this unlocks a lot to be decided now. Danny Boy also in the fight, but Cornish Cock with the DRS, is he going to go for a move here? I don't think he's got the pace just yet. Jamie James is going to keep P2 right now. Might be a different story to tell though.
If Danny Boy can keep that DRS and pull away from Stumpy, that's probably going to set him in a really nice position later in the race, because if he can keep up with these people that are probably a few tenths of that quicker, that might be like maybe escaping a overcut or an undercut, like keep his strategy safe, as Dan and Stumpy going side by side.
Stumpy's going to gain a position on Dan here. Stumpy's looking very, very quick today. Might actually be able to challenge for a podium here if he can get in that DRS, which
and
is
Stumpy
unlikely.
Is very good at keeping it clean.
Yeah, but now it's about ERS. About ERS management, and Jamie James, of course, 65% for him. Jack Hawkey lacking behind. He's only got 21%. And he's still using, so he's trying to keep Jamie James out, but Jamie James really has a lot in his lockers now.
Not got a lot is Dan in 6th. He's on 0.
Oh.
On lap 6.
Yeah, that really have to be careful.
I think is that a lack of practice?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's a lack of race practice.
Yeah. Well,
you can be quick. Yeah. Yeah, it just goes so quick, that ERS. And it's a yellow flag. Who's that?
Ooh,
it's Badkins.
Yep.
Badkins in the wall, and it's a VSC, but might be a safety car. Now we're going to see.
He's got no front wing.
Doesn't look like he crashed out completely, but he does not have any front wing.
No, I feel like a lot has to happen to cause a safety car around here, because when I crashed on the final corner, lost one of my tyres, and it was just a virtual safety car, and it's like, okay.
Well, it's about how many drivers are going past the incident, but
yeah.
Now this is actually really good for Jack Hawkey. Now he can regain some of that ERS. Maybe
it's really good for Dan, because that's going to be so much easier for him now.
Yeah, 41% already. However, Danny Boy 78%. And Cornish Cock 80, almost 90% there. So he's been managing very well. However, He is outside the second. Now,
this restart is
safety
going to
cars
be very
restarting.
important.
Pitting. Stumpy is in the pits. Early,
might be
I
worth
would
it.
say.
Oh yeah,
I would say too early.
It could lead to a very strong
Both
undercut.
Ferraris in the pits, though.
I think. Oh well, Rack yesterday. How long was he on his mediums for? What, 29 laps?
21 laps. 21 laps, but he was in puncture territory. He was way into puncture territory.
Well, either way, like they think that they can do the same.
Yeah,
or hoping
he went on
for
the
a late
medium
safety
tyre.
car. A late safety car.
It might do something here for Stumpy. If he can get a proper undercut on Jack Hawkey and Jamie James, it might actually work in his favour, because we saw how big that undercut all of a sudden can get. Now Jack Hawkey's already used a bit of his ERS though. 30% left. Gonna be very, very careful though, because it is just so quick, it changes. And he gets a 3-second time penalty. That's opened up the race. Now, Jamie James is within 3 seconds. He might be able to win this, you know. Even though the gap is so big.
2 warnings as well.
Yeah, it's close. It's close.
And Cornish-Cock in third. He has none.
No warnings. No warnings at all.
Danny Boy is...
1 warning.
No, but like more importantly, that gap.
That gap is getting
9/10.
a little bit bigger though. Just gonna have to stick it up here.
Might have to use some of that ERS that he's been saving up.
Yeah, now is definitely the ideal moment to use it. Doesn't seem to use it though.
Is in 6th on those mediums. What is the mediums that is? Well, how good are the mediums at this point, would you say?
The mediums can be very, very good. The mediums, I think, are actually a little bit better. Now, I can't really see the data on Rackvan because, well, yeah, they've got about 20% less, isn't he? So, that's definitely going to be massive for him. Already now, you can see the tyres are going off for the soft runners. And Rack is going to gain a few positions maybe here in the next few laps.
Do you think that the softs losing their speed now gives the Ferraris a bit more hope, or?
Yeah, definitely. Stumpy on his new mediums. He's going to get a good undercut on a few of the guys in front. However,
he was battling with Dan for 5th. Just as a reminder.
Footy TM though, running with a damaged front wing, can't be that easy to go with. It's 8%, so you might not even be able to see it, how lime green it actually is. So, but, however, Cornish-Cock still, the most important part, Cornish-Cock is still inside the DRS of Jamie James, keeping it in. Danny Boy has lost out though, so he's going to sit back, relax, until his teammate catches up, as it looks like he is. He's caught him by about 4/10 on this lap here already.
Footy and AJ going side by side.
Yes, Footy's going to lose out here. He's not got the front wing to do the job.
What damage is what side the damage on?
8%.
What side?
It is on his left side.
So that makes all right-handers harder, which is all the important ones?
Pretty much, yeah. And he's going to lose another position here, Donamo. Donamo coming through.
Donamo spins.
Oh, and Donamo spins! So he's not going to lose the position to Donamo now. Donamo, however, might be losing a position to the Ferrari. Be careful with the tyres, they are hot. Oh, Stumpy coming in hot, however. He's got a point to prove. He's got a lot of time to catch up. I'm going to look at the leaders. Now, he's about 29 seconds behind right now, the leader. So, I don't know.
Ooh, Donamo lets him through. Well, back up to the front. So, Jack Hawkey is currently leading, as we're probably soon thinking about pit stops. Not at the moment, but a few laps. Probably.
Lap 12, about lap 12 to lap 15. That's the pit window, in my opinion.
What about an undercut?
For the undercut, I'd go probably lap 10 to 12.
So we're looking at pit stops soon. 2.5 seconds to Jamie James in second. importantly within that 3-second window. Cornish cut right behind Jamie James with
Now a bit
Danny
of team
Boy.
play.
Danny Boy, after losing that DRS, lost probably about a second and a half in the space of a few laps, which is now
Exactly.
fallen into the hands of his teammate, who is also followed by Rap on those, well, much better wearing mediums as Danny Boy
Danny's in.
pits.
Danny's in on 55% tyres. A fair
Freeway
time to
battle.
pit.
King, Blade, and Spud.
Oh, it's going to be close, but however, Blade has grabbed it.
Well,
He's got the better tyres.
I think I know why King has given him the position. His ERS is
Oh yeah, that's a bit of
on board with Spud. You can see that flashing light.
Now, Jack Hawkey and Jamie James should be thinking of doing some pit stops here. Not exactly on this lap. Oh, Jamie James get a bit loosey-goosey, but he keeps it.
Not for the first time. He has done it before. So maybe not fully comfortable in that car.
Yeah, it's looking especially... Oh, and there's a yellow flag, Vapor King.
Spun up that tricky right-hander.
Yeah.
It's one of the corners, it's like something like turn 9 or something.
Yeah, now he's going to be thinking about pitting. I think that's the only opportunity, only real thing to do after a spin. Now, however, Jamie James does have a lot more damage on his tyres than Jack Hawkey. However, he is still gaining a little bit each. So they're keeping it quite stable. The
other Aston Martin is in the pits.
Dan? He's going to go for his medium tyres.
So we have Blade promoted to P5, Spud in P6, followed by Matty, who's sort of in his own world already at this lap 12. From the back as well, so he's done pretty well to get himself into that position, to be fair. I know a lot of them is people making their pit stops, but you can see people that are battling the lower points already. So it's a very good race from him so far.
I think the undercut that Stumpy had planned isn't going to work that well.
Well, it has, because he's gained over 2 seconds. He's already gained like 4 seconds on it, but that's 4 laps.
Looking at the gap to the leader, however, 29 seconds.
But I don't think he's battling the leaders. I think he's battling for that podium.
Well, with such an undercut, you'd think he was trying to go for one of the leaders. However, 4 laps on his tyres. That's already going to bring him up to 13% wear on those medium tyres. Jamie James in the pits.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie James is in the pits first. Now, is this gonna damage Jack Hawkey? Because the undercut is very powerful. Even just 1 lap, Jack Hawkey's immediately going to have to respond already on this lap.
Yeah,
Jamie James
going to be a very important decision. For Cornish Cup as well, I'm surprised that one of the Red Bulls hasn't pit already, because wouldn't you want to pit earlier in case of that undercut?
Yeah, Stumpy 2.2 seconds behind, so there is an undercut.
Well, I was going to say, Jack Hawkey using that ERS, that flashing light is on, he's pushing to get that position kept.
Jamie James 27 seconds out, 26. He might be able to gain a few seconds here. It's going to damage Jack Hawkey because he does have a 3-second time penalty. Jamie James, however, he is dancing with 2 warnings. Going to have to be careful. However, Jack Hawkey going to be going into the pits. Cornish Cock is hopefully going to keep going. No. Cornish Cock follows him. That's a weird one, because Cornish Cock is now going to have to lose some time in the pits. That's interesting here. It's time to perfection. However, the pit crew wasn't really ready. Now, and Jamie James, he gets his 3rd warning, and it's a 3-second time penalty.
And where does he come? Jack Hawkey still pretty far ahead. Cornish Park he might be under threat from Stumpy. And he is. Stumpy takes position, Danny Boy's right behind him. So,
Yeah.
the gap between Cornish Cuck and Jack Hawkey was 4 seconds before the pit stop. The gap is now 7 seconds. He lost 3 seconds from that double stack.
Yeah, but he's probably going to get through Stumpy pretty easily. He's on the older tyres, 6 laps.
But that he lost 3 seconds. He probably would have lost an extra probably about 1.3, 1.4 seconds from staying out an extra lap. I don't think he made the right call.
I don't think so, because Jamie James has only really gained 2/10 on Jack Hawkey because of Jack Hawkey absolutely pushing.
Well, something
on the
that
in-lap.
is pretty important at this race, the traffic now, because Jack Hawkey is behind AJ, and AJ is not probably going to be pitting for another, 15 laps?
Well, Jack
about
Hawkey's
10 laps.
pretty easily going to get through AJ. Now, however, it is going to be about how Jamie James is going to get through. He's a bit behind, but he does set the fastest lap. Now he has a bit of a battle in front of him.
Cornish
AJ.
Cuck doesn't make it past Stumpy.
Yeah, Stumpy. Ooh, I don't know. 3.6 seconds now to Jamie James. He's getting battles from Cornish Cuck behind. Aggressive driving here. He's going to go for the move. He's going to go for the dive bomb around the outside. Is he going to work for him? No, he's going to get pushed wide. However, he's let back on now. Stumpy keeps the position. Surely not for that long, though. However, we do have a spinner. That's Footy. He's not out. He's just span. And I think he made the mistake of just touching the yellow sausage curb on the right on turn 1.
Oh,
very easy to do.
Cornish Cuck.
And gets out pretty.
I think he
rough
went
there.
for an overtake, but I don't think that's ever an overtaking spot. But
Nah, it's difficult.
Well, that's brought Danny Boy into it anyway.
Yeah, Danny Boy now has a full 10th gap
And
to
his
Cornish
teammates
Cuck.
his teammates on that fringe as well, so we might be seeing a 4-way battle for that last podium spot. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh, yeah, it's really getting close now. However, we're going to see Rakvan and Blade and Matty on the soft tyres towards the end. Of course, there's still plenty of time for a safety car. So if it gets to about lap 20, I think it's the perfect time for the alt strat runners to pit. Now, Cornish Cuck now going for the move again, and he's got it done this time around.
Yep. Very big move, and definitely one of the
important move,
bigger
that.
Moves.
Important move, but
Is
he's
it
already
too
lost a lot
early?
of the time.
Does he have the speed to get within 3 seconds?
And we have another yellow.
The Badkens. Yeah, it must be. But either way, Footy broke his front wing again. 2 laps after breaking it, after fixing it. So it's like not
It's
a good
unlucky.
race for either Williams driver.
Now he's already changed his front wing, but down in P19 he's not going to do much damage. However, Stumpy might be able to get back at Cornish. However, Danny Boy right behind him. He's going to go for the overtake. And they bang tyres and they're both off. Danny Boy coming off work there. Stumpy and Danny Boy coming together. I definitely think that's going to be reported, because I think that might have been Stumpy's fault. However, I can't really tell for sure.
Yep.
Now, that's going to be Cornish Cuck out of the DRS window for Stumpy in his obvious league, and he's going to lose the position to Dan eventually. 9 laps, mediums are not better than 4 laps.
Well, I'm just going to say I'm not qualified to talk about that instance and move on. So, something else. Well, Jamie James, even if he was within, if you didn't have that penalty, he's still not within 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So,
lost a little bit of time behind AJ.
Is there any other battles going? Not really. We thought we would have this really close race, and it's really only at the moment Dan and Stumpy in the higher points, and King and Scouser in the lower points on different strategies. So
Yeah. However, Rakvan, Blade and Matty, that's going to be an interesting battle when it comes to it. We're going to go for a few more laps here.
All they need is a 1 lap undercut and they gain what?
So
1.5 seconds?
So much time. Those soft tyres are definitely going to be rapid compared to the 58% tyres that they're on right now. Dan and Stumpy not really much going on. However, Stumpy's lost touch to Cornish Cup completely, and then it's Don Ammo and he's off. Is it going to be a safety car? And that's perfect for Rack, Blade and Matty. They're going to pit and it's going to be onto soft tyres and they're going to be able to go to the end from there. Easy, easy, easy alt strat there. Perfect time for a safety car. Now,
does anyone stay out? It's a pretty long soft stint as well.
Jack is in. Jammy is in. AJ. Keeps he's also people pitting.
It's the lapped cars because they want to unlap themselves.
Oh, and that's going to mean Rakvan is actually leading this race.
Dan
is coming through. Dan is in. Dan is not leading the race, and it's going to be Rakvan. Rakvan in the lead.
That's
on fresh softs.
P4.
Spud in P4, Matty in P5. What a turnaround this safety car's caused. Now, Rakvan, don't crash into the safety car. Easier said than done, that.
But yeah, Footy, very smart for not pitting. Whether he wants to or not, because he's on 1 lap on mediums, but he's just unlapped himself.
Now, I don't know why Jack and Jammy both pitted there.
Because it's too long of a stint on the softs to stay out.
Yeah, I mean, Rack is probably gonna try and get a good lead here because Dan behind him is on 6 lap hold medium
but
tyres.
Rack's on 6 seconds of penalties.
That's it. That's
if the race ended under safety car, Dan would win, Blade in second with Matty in third.
Oh, what a podium we are having if that comes true. However, still plenty of opportunity for Jack and Jammy James.
Okay, has any of your predictions changed? Because my prediction was that Cornish Cup would win, Tichy would finish in second, and one of the Dans would finish third. I'm still confident that it could happen. I don't think it will anymore, but there is still one of my predictions that may come correct.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see now.
They're next to each other, and they're in the pack. They might. That's what I'm going to say. They might crash.
But that safety car was perfectly timed, absolutely perfect for Rack.
Yeah.
Spud is in, however.
So's Tichy.
That's going to mean Matty up into P4. So does Tichy.
Is a fresher,
so does Wizard.
Fresher softs that big?
Ooh.
I don't know.
No,
I'm not sure.
Really, no.
I don't know what they're thinking.
And it's on the safety car as well, so it doesn't really matter, does it? They're only going to gain about... Well, if you're smart, you're not going to heat your tyres right now. You're going to wait. Because right now, heating your tyres is just going to be extra wear. But not everyone agrees with that.
This safety car is going to stay out for a long time because Footy is half a lap behind. I don't even know if he'll catch up to the safety car.
Well, we're going to see Fake Scouser catching up, and then I think we're going to see the safety car starting to roll into the pits. However, we're going to see it
I don't know if it'll come in this lap. I don't think it'll come in this lap because there's not many people even really behind it.
Footy, however, gaining very quickly.
Well, he's on the softs, and that's because I think Scouts are pit, so the gap
Yeah,
went down by 20 seconds.
We're gonna see another lap. Looks like,
Yeah.
unless he's, yeah.
There's only one issue for Footy, and I think he pit too early. He pit softs last lap. I think he should have stayed out on those mediums and then pit this lap because those softs are already going to have some wear.
Yeah. But Rackvan has been aggressively heating his tyres. Blade, however, not heating his tyres at all. He's got 1%, 2%.
He
Matty,
really is
1%.
the Kimi Raikkonen.
He really is. he's gonna eat absolutely the definition, the American Raikkonen.
Him and Matty refusing to heat up their tyres while everyone else is weaving. But again, like, they're probably going to lose out, what, half a second on one lap, but on the final 3 laps they're probably going to gain half a second per lap.
But here comes the difference though. Rackvan on 10% tyre weight already because he's been heating throughout the whole safety car.
What's Footy's tyres on?
Footy's tyres are on 12%, but that's because he's been going around.
He should have pit.
Nah. He's going to keep going.
But look, he's caught up. He's already caught up. He should have pit.
Yeah. That would have been good because then the safety car would have just gone in.
Yeah, but he would have caught up anyway. He probably would have caught up at the end of sector 2, but
I don't.
He would have had 10% fresher tyres, which is huge here.
Yeah.
Because it's not a short stint. It's not a short stint, but it's a regular, normal stint after qualifying, and those tyres are going to be more worn than after a qualifying session. So it's going to be a tough stint for Footy to come back, but it's going to be a very fun stint for everyone else, and especially us, because Cornish Park and Danny Boy are on the mediums.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even realise, but that's only going to help him in, the final 3 laps?
Yeah, however, we're going to see the start now. Rackvan heating his tyres throughout the whole safety car. He's up to 11%, while Blade, same laps under the tyres, is on 3%. Now we're going to see him. When does he go?
He can probably go from now.
I'm going to go TV pod. Yeah, now...
It's a very long run.
There he goes.
Oh, he goes.
There he goes.
He catches Dan completely.
Yeah, Dan absolutely losing touch. Blade has to wait. Blade has to wait. He can't overtake before the line. Now Blade is going to go for it, though.
Rex completely gone.
1.5 second gap, but the tyre wear is going to damage his race from now on. Blade is going to be P2. Dan cannot fight him on the tyres. Blade and P2. Matty now.
Under pressure from Jack.
Under pressure from Jack. Jack, though, however, does have a penalty. Now, Matty, I would tell you to go for an overtake as soon as possible. However, Jack Hawkey going for the move around the outside of Matty, and it's going to be a brilliant move from Jack Hawkey from nowhere. Matty just can't really do anything. He has to concede there. Dan,
he was just stuck behind Dan and couldn't make it.
Exactly.
Well, we're talking about Blade earlier, how he could be up there, and at the moment he might actually just win this race. Not probably under pace, but if he can just keep under Jack Hawkey's DRS, because again, nobody has actually been in his DRS window yet.
No, and that's going to be it. Dan's not going to be in DRS. Jack Hawkey, however, is going to go for the move.
It's not done yet. It's not ready up. I think it'll be next lap.
It's going to be here next lap. So Jack Hawkey already passed.
No.
So Matty, now you're going to have to go for a move on Dan if you want a podium here, lad. Going to have to go for it, and there he goes. What a dive from Matty Robbo! Brilliant move on Dan. However, it's not done yet. He continues, and they go side by side, and Matty. Now Dan's back in it. However,
Jamie James sends it.
Jamie James is in there.
Forces Matty off.
I don't think that's illegal. I don't think that's a legal overtake there. He pushed Dan and Matty out the way.
He forced it 3 wide in a very tight corner.
I think he might I think he might get reported for that. However, nothing to be done there. Dan has a broken front wing. Jamie James broke Dan's front wing.
Well, he definitely will probably be getting reported then.
He's definitely going to get reported now. However,
Either way, Cornish Cuck and AJ going side by side.
Yeah, that Cornish Cuck though, medium tyres, AJ fresh,
Playing
soft.
the long game.
Now here, Matty, I reckon he's just going to zoom past Dan when he goes into the pits. Now, Matty...
Blade has kept within that DRS window. He's got pace.
Yeah, here comes Matty. Matty up the inside. It's going to be an easy overtake. Because Dan just doesn't have
Dan
the front wing.
Dan keeps it low. But Matty...
There he goes. Matty parks on the exit.
Can Cornish Cuck do anything? DRS being activated first time after the safety car.
Yeah, Matty still has a definite opportunity of a podium here.
Stumpy losing position to King with maybe.
He loses, but he gets it back.
Mercedes versus Ferrari.
It's
Stumpy
side by
makes
side.
it as well on AJ.
Wow, AJ gets a 3-second time penalty. However, Stumpy in P8. Brilliant move from him. Cornish Cuck.
King pushed through it as well.
I think we're going to have to see Dan in the pits. He can't continue with a broken front wing the way he's broken it. It's not that much, but 5% feels like a lot more than it actually is. However, Cornish Cuck
on those
all over the back
older mediums.
Especially on those older mediums. That's going to feel like absolute dog.
And it's also a psychological thing. Even though it looks very little, it feels a lot worse. But if we look at the front, Blade making a move.
Now,
and now what Blade wants is for Rack to just stay behind him.
I hope Matty can stay within the gap that there is. Of course, Rackvan does have a 6-second time penalty. Maybe Matty can be lucky to collect the last podium here, but he's going to have to up the pace a lot because Jamie James is pulling away, and he's pulling away fast.
Yeah, but Jamie James is going to be he might be blocked by this up front battle if they are slower. So if Matty can catch up to Blade, then that's really all that matters.
Jack all over the back of Rackvan. Is he going to go for the move?
No, he doesn't. Rack doesn't defend.
He goes for the move, and that ABS is definitely helping as Jack Hawkey gets P2. Now the battle is really getting intense now, but the DRS as well is going to make them pull away.
I'm so surprised Rack didn't defend. It looked so obvious that he was going to try and dive it, and we know Jack Hawkey, he just sends it on everyone, but no, I'm surprised.
But Rack is still in the DRS. However, Jack
Hawkey's got no ERS.
No ERS at all. Blade doesn't have a lot either.
Rack has very little. James has very little. Matty has very little. Cornish Cuck has a bit. Stumpy has a bit. They've all used a lot.
Titchy's got 75.
Really, one more use from most people. So.
Now Rackvan on 9 seconds. However, Jamie James has to watch out. He's on 5 warnings now.
Well, I was going to say,
one more warning.
Even though Matty may look like he's lost time to Jamie James, he's probably lost, 7 attempts? He's not really lost anything to the front.
Oh, Jamie James, big slide there. He's going to lose a bit of time there.
He does not feel comfortable because that's again he's made a mistake there.
Yeah.
I think Matty will stay at this rate. Matty will get third.
Well, if he keeps going like he is, doesn't get a penalty. Maybe if Jamie James gets a penalty.
I'm just going to stop talking about Matty because he made a mistake.
Yeah, let's talk about something else. We have Jack Hawkey very close to Ecos Blade. However, Blade does not have a penalty.
These cars have very little top speed. I feel like they when you have like not much ERS and with these high downforce.
Jamie James gets the 3-second time penalty he was regretting getting. Now 6 seconds on Jamie James. Matty only with 1 warning. Rackvan 9 seconds. Looking good.
Hawkey, does he make the move?
He does, but Blade keeps it.
I
However,
think Blade
he's
will
going to
get
have
this
to lose
move.
out here. Oh, side by side, Jack Hawkey.
Gets another
Jack-
warning.
He does get another warning there.
That's his 4th warning, so if he wanted to remove one of his warnings, he can't anymore.
That's definitely a warning. Now Blade though, however, I mean he could get the warning removed. Oh, massive crash! Safety car! Oh my lord! And it's 2 spell who comes out worse now. Footy, no front wing either. I'm feeling so bad for him. Dan is now catching back up after he had front wing damage. Now, I don't think we're going to see people in the pits.
No, but what's... no, they don't.
He's going to stay out. They're going to stay out.
Something that is very important now is... Who's got a penalty at the moment?
Jack Hawkey, Jamie James, Rack Van Zeeten, AJ, Tichy, Badkins.
No, but more importantly, it's Jamie James and Rackman, because they have higher penalties that which will probably likely be taken by the likes of Matty, Cuck, King, and Stumpy. So those two, instead of looking at a podium, are probably looking at something like an 8th place at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Hawkey only with a 3-second time penalty now with the safety car. How long does he have to extend the gap? I don't think it's going to be good enough. Matty still also in this race. Maybe even a P2 for him. Rackvan and Jamie James pretty much out of contention already. Cornish Cuck, Vapor King, Stumpy still in it. Anybody could really get a podium at the moment. How it looks on the warnings as well. Cornish Cuck still doesn't have any warnings. Vapor King with 2 warnings and Matty with 1. Blade also only has 1 warning, so if he stays within 3 seconds of Jack Hawkey, he surely is going to grab that win.
Safety car probably coming next lap, which will be going on to lap 30. We'll have 4 laps.
4 laps of actual racing.
And that means Jack Hawkey needs to pull just under a second a lap on Blade, and I do not see that personally.
Me neither.
Like, he may have that pace in qualifying, but doing a qualifying lap on those tyres is not going to be possible.
Spudhead gets a 3-second time penalty under the safety car. And
okay.
That brings his tally up to 9 seconds. Looks like it. Now Footy's still pushing. Footy now back in the race.
I was going to say...
Again.
So we talk about how unlucky and how unfortunate the races for the Williams drivers have been. Badkins is in 11th.
Yeah, but Badkins is in 11th with 9 seconds of penalties.
Yeah, but still the fact that he's in 11th after being at the back for the majority of the race, like he's stuck it out, being like 10 seconds behind people, and then you have the final few laps when you know points aren't really going to be a thing, and then you can actually have some fun in these final few laps, which is probably just as important as getting the points.
However, one thing that is not much fun is having Danny Boy on fresh softs behind you. He's been rapid this race, but just doesn't go his way.
And Dan behind him.
Dan behind him, of course. Danny Boy doesn't have a penalty. 2 warnings, however. Gonna have to keep it clean.
Who hasn't got a warning so far? Cornish Cuck. And Stumpy. Or we shouldn't mention anyone because they might get on 2 or something, and that'll be scary. What's the tyre wear on like the top 5?
Well, the tyre wear on the top 5 is looking... Well, Jamie James has a lot of tyre wear. He's been using a lot of tyre. Jack Hawkey and Blade on quite little tyre wear each. Matty Robbo on the least tyre wear out of everyone in the top 5. Jamie James on the most. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting.
I'm going to go on board with Blade, as that last restart just caught Dan completely off guard.
Now we're going to see Jack Hawkey maybe going early as well.
You can go from now, so let's see.
Go now.
When will he go? He has a long way to go before he has to.
Howard he's going. Blade was really reading him like a book. Jamie James as well. Ratvan right behind. Matty a little bit lacking, but he's still in.
If you're Blade, what do? You've got one of the fastest guys in the league in front of you on a penalty. So you just have to go for it, don't you?
I would go for the move if I was Blade. I would go for it.
Dan picks up a penalty. That's gonna...
Rakvan. Oh! Rakvan goes wide. Opportunity for Matty. Cornish cock, however, now with the guys. He's on less tyre wear. Now his tyres are getting a bit more lively. Danny Boy gets his first penalty. Pretty much now. If he doesn't overtake Tichy, that's it. Matty, very, very, very close to Rakvan.
Well, something that's interesting is Jack Hawkey is braking, but he's using his ERS. I think that's probably his only opportunity.
Yeah,
I think
Blade out of the...
Blade will be using his ERS better over the course of the few laps, but that DRS,
fastest lap,
loss of DRS is going to be a lot bigger.
Here comes Matty on Rakvan. Matty's passed.
Yeah, he does. Blade is getting that, well, not like getting that gap, but has got a gap to James, which is very big.
Definitely. Oh, Jamie James goes very wide. It's a yellow flag. It's Kelster Swaggy spun around again.
Footy's disconnected, so I'm trying to send him an invite.
I'll do that.
Cornish cut right behind Rack. Those mediums probably getting better at this stage, so yeah, do you think the mediums will have the pace at the moment, or is it still slightly the soft after that the two safety car periods?
Ooh, at the moment I think maybe the medium guys are getting a bit quicker now. Cornish cut right on the back of Rakvan. Matty very close to Jamie, however, doesn't have the DRS.
Jack Hawkey has 2 laps to break a second on Blade.
I think he might be able to. It's the last
He
lap.
has no ERS, so that's like maybe even more general uses of just the base ERS. He's probably going to struggle on.
Well, if I was the Haas team right now, I would go for Jamie James pushing as much as he can, and that is Budhead around. Jamie James pushing as hard as he can to get in front of Blade to give him that DRS, to maybe help him, and maybe even Jamie James.
To be fair, looking at it, Matty's got 7 attempts to get, well, 8 attempts to get P2. We can't count Matty out, and we go off Matty rather before he makes a mistake. Yeah, but this top 3 is very important for Cornish Cup now.
Yeah, Cornish Cup could definitely be on the podium as well if they're lucky.
And they continue to go side by side. Ooh. Cornish Cup and Rack
still side by side.
Oh, this is a lot of fun.
There you go, Cornish Cup finally passed Ratvan.
And now this will be a very important final lap to decide whether he can get whether he can get 4th place from Jamie James.
Exactly.
But yeah, Jack Hawkey didn't gain any time on Blade that lap.
Rakvan back up into P5.
But yeah, I think that's almost not guaranteed, but Jack Hawkey is not gaining any time now.
Yeah, Blade is really using his ERS cleverly here.
Rack and Cornish Cup still fighting. This is an amazing battle. But I think Cornish Cup will have it. But Vapor King.
Here comes Vapor King. Vapor King on Rack. It's good.
Forces them off. They continue to. They're going side by side again. Let's go. Rack backs out. Yep.
I think Rack is going to get that penalty removed. However, it's not going to be a lot to save him. 9 seconds is not a little bit. However, last lap, Jack Hawkey coming around the final few turns. He's been pushing the whole lap. But that 3-second time penalty he got at the start definitely set him back. Already from there, his win was compromised.
It's gonna be so close.
He's gonna push up onto the final straight now. He's gonna cross the line in first. However, Ika's Blade is gonna grab the win. Jamie James in P3, but however, Matty Robbo grabs P3. Cornish Cock in P4, Viper King in P5, Stumpy P6, AJ P8, Titchy P9, Fake Scouts in P10, Kelster Swack in P11, Danny Boy
Rex
P12.
didn't even finish in the top 12. He finished 13th after all those penalties.
What a race we've just witnessed.
Who was the top three?
Blade, Jack Hawkey and Matty Robbo. Driver of the day, of course, gaining 15 positions, starting in 18th. Brilliant display from Matty today. Absolutely fantastic.
Who
Jack
would you
Hawkey.
give it to, though? Blade
Definitely Matty.
or Matty?
Matty, gaining 15 positions, starting in P18 is a very difficult thing. However, Blade did get the win.
I was gonna say, I feel like the win means a bit more than a few extra positions, just for me, because it's like, again, like there's 3 people on the podium, there's only 1 winner.
And I think it's actually Blade's first win of the season.
Yeah, I would not mind.
He definitely is. He's only got 1 point, but now he's going to get a few more.
It's a lot
25 to be exact. Jamie James losing out massively here.
Blade in first, Jack Hawkey P2 with fastest lap, Matty P3, Cuck P4, King at P5, Stumpy 6th, James in 7th, AJ in 8th, Titchy in P9 and Scowls in 10th. And outside the points, we have Kelster missing out on a point after being disqualified and qualifying by 3/10. Wow. Danny, Rack, Badkens, another Dan, Spud, Footy, and then the retirement of Two Spell and Don Ammo.
I'm going to invite the guys to the party.
But yeah, it's like, again, very, very strong race. I think it was saved because of the safety car. I think if it wasn't for the safety car, it would have been a completely different race.
Definitely. And the guys have been invited to the party. Now, I'm going to close the application so my PlayStation can calm down a little bit for the interviews. I reckon that's a nice thing.
I feel like we're going to have to be a bit quicker on the interviews this time because last time went on about
15 minutes,
days?
yeah. Yeah, it's a bit too long, but we're going to keep it
We'll keep
tidy.
it a good, nice length so nobody's bored of our voices, which I would find impossible anyway.
Alright, well, how are we going to do it? Do you reckon it's going to be... Can I take P3 and P1?
Yeah, because I have no idea what to ask.
Alright. Well, just waiting for the last 2 guys to join. We're going to see. Jack and Blade. Hopefully they're going to join, because then again you're going to find the Haas on the display, of course.
Well, we're going to see every car, aren't we? We're going to see the cars of... We'll do it where whoever we're talking about will show their car. So we'll start off with the McLaren, we'll move to the Red Bull, and then we'll move to the Haas, just to make sure that or just change of scenery.
Yeah, nice. Just waiting for Jack Hawkey, however, I think he
He's there.
just joined. There you go. Now we can start, of course. And I'm going to start with you, Matty. P3 after starting 18th on the grid. Congratulations with that. How do you feel?
Did anyone else saw that coming? Because I didn't, if I'm being honest. Yeah, that was interesting to say the least. Qualifying was an absolute shambles, and then tried to just keep myself in the race. And yeah, somehow managed to, as they would say, shit house a podium.
Naughty.
Yeah, naughty words. But however, we're going to keep going. You pitted on the safety car. Perfectly timed safety car, you got to say. I think that might have saved your race, don't you think, yourself?
Yeah, it saved it a bit. I think I was still going to come out in the points, and I was kind of looking forward to the battle coming through on the softs. But yeah, the safety car came out, and it was a pretty simple decision. So yeah, softs it was, and yeah, very fortunate. I think this podium, very fortunate, but I'll take it.
Yeah, as well, a little bit lucky with Jamie James getting an extra 3 second there. But with everything, you got to have a bit of luck. Now, Jack Hawkey extends his gap in the championship by, I think it's 4 points. So the battle is still going on. However, brilliant display today, going from 18th to 3rd. Brilliant. Go enjoy it.
Cheers, thank you very much, mate.
Yeah, I'll start with Jack.
Alright.
Yep, very good qualifying. Pole by, what was it, 2 tenths? I don't remember, but yeah, it was Red Bull 1-2. Very, well, how crucial was qualifying?
I wouldn't say it was everything, but I was confident with the times I was doing before. But yeah, it wasn't everything, to be fair.
So was it like crucial to break the DRS? Because I think every time that every time you had someone behind you, you'd always try to break that DRS. Was that just because you had the speed, or was it because once DRS came, it was harder to escape?
I think it's a mixture of both, really. I just love this track, to be fair. I think it's my strongest out of all of them, but yeah, probably like a mixture of both.
Obviously, really unfortunate with the safety car. Were you thinking, well, the first one and probably the second one as well? But it's like, how? What was your opinion on people like staying out? Was it like everyone's pitting? I have to pit.
After the first one,
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna pit either way. Like, the softs could go to the end easily, and I knew everyone else would do it, so yeah, I just thought, yeah, why not?
Yeah. In the end, you managed to get P2. Did you think you could have won after what happened, or was P2 the best?
Well, I'm hoping, obviously, the 3 second pen I got was a bit sus. Like, I didn't get any warnings or anything, so hopefully gonna appeal it, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Well, congrats either way. It was very strong drive. Probably from what almost everyone had a really strong drive. But yeah, thanks, and
Nice.
enjoy your podium.
Well, I am going to move straight on to Ecos Blade. Absolutely brilliant performance as well from you today. First podium, first win. How do you feel this season, of course?
Pretty good, actually. It's
Well,
surprising to say the least.
yeah, from 13th on the grid, were you expecting to be in that podium battle? Or even for a win?
Not really, but that safety car really saved me. And Yeah, that was the luckiest I've been this season, so that was cool.
Now, of course, only getting 1 point from the other races. Now, is this a turning point? Are we going to see a lot more points coming Blade's way?
That's the hope, at least. I know I'm not nearly as fast as the top guys, so just points finishes are all I'm really hoping for.
Well, absolutely brilliant display today from 13th on the grid to win. You are, I think, Blaze's driver of the day. So congratulations and go enjoy the win.
Yep, thank you.
And that is going to round off tonight's EU2 race. Of course, as always, it's me, Marina Rat, and Blaze, or Creator Magician. This time around Portugal, absolutely brilliant race we had today. Next time, however, is going to be Brazil, I believe.
Is it?
And
I thought it
yeah.
was Britain.
Britain. Oh, yeah, Britain. Yeah, Britain next week, of course. Remember to join us as well, maybe later tonight, where there is AM1, I believe. So
AM2. Is it?
AM2
or one?
AM2 or AM1, one of them.
Whichever one was
Of course.
on yesterday.
And of course, join us next week in EU2 for Britain. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and good night.